Hi everyone, time for an update. So today is May 11th. Thank you everyone who reached out and sent messages for my birthday and Mother's Day. I feel the love, it's awesome. So thank you for that. There was a correction in the last video. I kept talking about how it was cycle 4 and I kept referring to the previous cycle as cycle 3, but I was one off. Last cycle, the last video update was actually cycle 3, which I did change the heading on that video, but all of the talking in the video was a little incorrect. So this is my cycle 4 update for Trodelvy. And so in the last message, I had mentioned that I brought my GI doctor into the mix. And the one thing that he did recommend, he liked everything I was doing, but the one thing he recommended was to he suggested adding a fiber supplement. So I did some research and I think I found the secret, because here we are currently on day 12 of the cycle, and I'm not having those spasms and the GI side effects, and I haven't needed to take any prescription medication. So I did some research, and so he suggested a fiber supplement, and of course, the standard ones are Metamucil, which is psyllium husk. Metamucil also has at least maltodextrin in the unflavored powder. All of the flavored versions have awful things that I can't take, like aspartame and artificial dyes and stuff. But psyllium husk, even by itself, you can just get like psyllium husk supplements. I do find that I get gas and bloating with that when I've tried to take it in the past. I kind of didn't really want to get into that routine. Benefiber is wheat dextrin. Also with Benefiber, I feel like when I've tried it in the past, there was maybe some additional gas. And so I just kind of did some research. And what I found was that there's this product called Sunfiber. And this has partially hydrolyzed guar gum. And that's all that's in here. There's no other additives. It comes from the guar beans, and it is a low FODMAP compliant food. It has low inflammation rates. It is low on the gas and bloating, and that is kind of their claim to fame. So I gave that a try. And so what I've been doing this cycle, since day 1 of the cycle, I have been taking 1 scoop of Sunfiber along with 1 scoop of L-glutamine in the morning in a little glass of water, and I stir it up. I'll show you what I do. I took a little video. And I just drink that. And I take that every morning. Along with that, I do put the colostrum in my coffee, or if I don't feel like coffee, I have put the colostrum in the water, but it does get a little thick if I put more than just the 2 things in. I've put it in protein shakes as well, colostrum with collagen. And so that is kind of my morning routine. I will also usually do the liver support in the morning from Rocasa. And so that's kind of morning. And then during the day, I will take the sensitive stomach, digestive enzymes, Similace sensitive stomach. I'll take 2 of these and a probiotic and zinc carnosine with a meal. Usually I will take the 3 of those together with a meal. And that is the rest of my kind of GI support for the day. And then I take 2 of the magnesium triple complex at night. And so all of that stuff together, along with, I do take pantoprazole or Protonix prescription, which I've been on for many, many years, 20 milligrams twice a day. So I take that at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., which is also GI support. And then if I do have, so on the second week, what I am noticing is I do have some heartburn. That could be food related. And every once in a while I am taking like a Pepsid just to kind of supplement that rather than going up the dose on the Protonix, because it's not every day that I'm having this reflux. So I don't think I need to actually increase my dosage. I just kind of supplement with Pepsid. And the other thing that the GI doctor said I could supplement with is Gas-X. And so on the days when it really seems like there's a lot of bloating going on, he said I could max out on Gas-X, which is 500 milligrams of simethicone, so Gas-X, Phasime, any of those. So he said I could take that as needed. And I would say the last week I took it probably for like the third or fourth day after chemo. And this week I took some last night as well. So again, it's the third or fourth day after chemo where it really seems like everything just kind of bubbles into the intestines. But I have not had any spasms. I have not had any diarrhea. I have not had any constipation. Using the fiber with the glutamine in the morning and the magnesium at night, I think those are the really important things. And so I am on day 12 now. It's been days like 10 or 11 to day 15 have been the really difficult days of the cycle. And we're on day 12. So knock on wood. Ooh, I shook the camera. I think I found the secret to mitigating those GI side effects. And so I'm pretty excited about that. As far as the steroid management, I was really consistent and I stuck with my plan this time instead of trying to rush the taper. So on treatment day, we did come down this cycle. So the last cycle, the last update, I was on 10 milligrams of Dex on treatment days. This cycle, I'm on 8 milligrams of Dex on treatment days. Starting on day 2, so day 2 and 3, I did 6 milligrams of Dex in the morning and 2 in the mid-afternoon. And then I stepped down to 4 milligrams in the morning with 2 in the afternoon for 2 days. And by the time we got around to day 8, which is treatment day again, I was still on Dex. So that's, I tend to want to get back onto hydrocortisone before starting again, but I didn't rush it this time. And I think that also probably helped save a little bit of the side effects. And so on treatment day 8, we did 8 milligrams of Dex in the morning and 2 in the evening again. Then I did 3 days of 6 in the morning and 2 at night, because on the second day, I really wasn't feeling that great. And so while I was not having these spasms, I was able to kind of do things. We were able to travel yesterday. Yesterday would have been the second day, the third day rather. I really just wasn't feeling great. I was feeling extremely fatigued, really having difficulty like doing any kind of exertion at all, getting kind of winded, really just even walking to the bathroom and back. Or taking a shower or something like that. So I wanted to not crash. So I did 3 days of 6 milligrams of dexamethasone in the morning with 2 in the afternoon. And today we stepped down to 4 milligrams in the morning, and we'll probably do that today and tomorrow. And then after that, it'll depend on how I feel. If I'm feeling still sluggish or weak or getting winded or like I'm, sick, we'll say, then I might do the 4 or third day. But my plan is to step down then to 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, or 2 and then hydrocortisone the rest of the day, and then transition back to hydrocortisone by around day 16. So 3 or 4 days from now, 15 or 16. So that's kind of the update on my steroid management, my gut support. It's all going pretty well. The fatigue has been really intense this time, though. I will say, like, I couldn't, at least the last few days, I couldn't imagine having to like walk any kind of distance. Again, just walking from the house to the car or walking around the store. I had to kind of sit in the parking lot for a few minutes before I drove because I was so winded. Like I wasn't short of breath, but I felt like I couldn't take a deep breath and be satiated by that breath. And it's just the fatigue of chemo and probably a little bit of the adrenal insufficiency as well. My heart rate was elevated at the time. I was watching that closely. and didn't really want to start driving until it came down below 100 beats a minute. And so those kinds of things are normal with chemo. You know, it affects your body. Your body's doing other things. It's fighting the cancer. It's fighting the side effects. And, you know, it doesn't have the energy to do the things that you would normally do for a few days. And so today I feel a little bit better. I'm not going to try and do anything today because yesterday was a busy day, but tomorrow maybe we'll add in some sort of activity on purpose to start to kind of rebuild that stamina. So anyway, I have found the secret to the GI problem, sun fiber. Adding that to the mix seems to have really made a difference. I am having I'm having some gas and bloating, but nothing really crippling or inhibiting. So the GI symptoms seem to be controlled in this actual cycle number 4. The fatigue is still extremely crippling. I'm not really able to do very much at all for several days after chemo. Again, we are on day 12 now, which is the 4th day after the chemo infusion. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, and hopefully by tomorrow I will have a little bit more energy. But every week, there's 2 weeks on, 1 week off, there are 4 or 5 days where I am pretty much incapacitated, and it's like incapacitated in a way that I could drive to some place, I could go on you know, trips, but I can't really walk that much. Even standing to cook dinner, I get extremely sweaty and really tired really quickly, and then need to take a break before I do the next thing. So, you know, need to sit down for a half hour before I could take a shower. I could fold a load of laundry, but then need to sit down or lay down and take a nap before I do the next thing, like the dishes or something like that, or you know, sit at the computer or make a video. So that's kind of where I'm at. Thank you again, everyone, for the birthday wishes and any, you know, gifts or donations that you've sent. I am so grateful for that, but really even just the wishes and the prayers are so helpful to me. See you next time.